Showers on sale at Handyman this month. We have showers to fit most any size bathroom. Don't miss the shower sale going on at Handyman right now.
To help remodel your home, Handyman.
We hear from Governor Noem after the South Dakota Department of Health announced 5 new cases of COVID-19 in the state.
And the Sioux Falls City Council has passed an ordinance to help slow the spread of COVID-19. We've got the details coming up. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
We have information on the coronavirus epidemic in South Dakota. The Department of Health has confirmed 46 cases of the virus, an increase from the 41 reported Wednesday. And the number of negative cases has jumped to nearly 2,000, with 125 of the tests still pending.
The new cases that were confirmed yesterday are in Beadle County, Lincoln County, and 3 new cases were reported in Minnehaha County. And while the number of recovered from the coronavirus in South Dakota is rising, the fight to slow its spread is far from over.
In fact, Governor Noem says infection rate in the state may not peak until May or early June. So what's it like to lead during a time like this? That's what KELOLAND News discussed with the governor during a recent one-on-one interview.
I can't focus on just one community or one little portion of the population. I have to look at everybody and recognize that every decision that I make has consequences on both sides of it. And then be confident in the people that are around me and giving flexibility to those other local leaders that need it to make decisions for their communities.
Governor Noem says she is relying on facts and science to steer her decision making.
A flood warning has been issued in southeastern KELOLAND.
But just how high could water levels get? Let's find out with meteorologist Scott Munt.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We are watching for heavy rain as we go into the the first half of the weekend. I already want to get into the second half of the weekend because that's when we expect to see sunshine and warmer temperatures. Now, the outline for today showing rain becoming widespread as we go through the afternoon and evening. Heavy rain for southeastern KELOLAND. Some of that will start tonight, last through the day tomorrow. As the sunshine returns on Sunday, it will also be warmer. And there's that flood watch for tonight and tomorrow across eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. More details on your forecast with Brian Karstens coming up.
Thanks, Scott. An organization representing the state's doctors is calling for Governor Noem to do more to protect the coronavirus from spreading.
The South Dakota State Medical Association has asked Noem to declare a public health emergency and shut down all non-essential business in South Dakota.
The group wants all non-essential surgeries and procedures suspended as well in order to preserve medical equipment as more people get sick from the virus and supplies run low.
We're trying to prepare for those issues, but we need the public to stay home, and we need our leaders to encourage that in a stronger way.
Governor Noem's office says her executive order takes care of these issues, and she's being asked by other lobbyists like the South Dakota Retailers Association and the South Dakota Chamber of Commerce not to order the closure of businesses.
Mayor Paul Tenhaken is encouraging Sioux Falls residents homebound by the coronavirus to take the census. Tenhaken says it's an important duty because the city loses money for each person who isn't counted.
Every missed census person we don't count in the city of Sioux Falls, I think costs us like $1,300 a year we lose in federal funding for people who don't take the census.
Tenhaken says it only takes a short time online.
The Sioux Falls City Council unanimously passed an ordinance to limit gatherings to 10 people or less at certain businesses to try and slow the spread of the coronavirus. Under the proposal, if a business does not adhere to the ordinance, it could face a Class 2 misdemeanor, which is punishable by a $500 fine, 30 days in jail, and loss of license.
Yesterday, the City Council outlined the new ordinance that's geared towards bars, restaurants, casinos, and other entertainment venues that promote social gatherings. But before councilors voted on the ordinance, they amended it to include some areas of a business that will also be impacted.
You have businesses such as grocery stores and markets that are exempt, meaning that they are allowed to be open, but also that there can be portions of those businesses that also qualify as dine-in eating areas.
Besides grocery stores, the ordinance does not apply to other essential businesses like healthcare facilities, gas stations, and hair salons, but they are expected to practice social distancing.
In Rapid City, the City Council will hold a special meeting tonight to discuss a proposed ordinance to close some recreational businesses.
And there will be 2 things on that ordinance. The first thing will be the second reading of the emergency ordinance closing and regulating certain businesses. The second item will be the first reading of the first ordinance revision.
The council will propose to amend the first emergency ordinance to not have to wait 5 days before a second reading, but to allow future changes through a resolution. Brian?
All right, and as we look at weather today, we've got areas of clouds, but still, I think, some opportunities to be outside and take in some weather that I think will feel pretty good, upper 40s and low 50s. Now, the question is when will this rain really start up? And I think first up on the list will be the Southwest. Rapid City could be included with some of this, maybe some snow in the southern hills this evening. But the main action of this is going to really develop late tonight and early tomorrow. We're going to get into a shield of rain, and some of that rain will be heavy at times. It'll quickly thicken up here throughout Saturday afternoon, and the wind will be driving that. So it kind of all adds up there to indoor weather, doesn't it, when it gets to be that level. And then we might even top this thing off with some snow chances at the end of it. Brookings, I would say probably Ivanhoe, Marshall. We're looking at the timeline a little later. So, anything that falls after dark and the fact that it's windy could switch just to a little wet snow, and then it's going to be blowing around whatever does fall there. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'd double check on that thing. But then we'll get into Sunday, and this should move away and leaving behind some drier weather Sunday afternoon. 1 inch to 2 inches, pretty common in southeastern Kettleland. That's the reason behind the flood watch. Highs today, upper 40s, low 50s. Sioux Falls area 51. 7-day forecast on track for mid-50s on Sunday. That looks nice. Winds will be coming down. Maybe a slight chance of a shower late Monday into early Tuesday, but still will hold on to the 50s through that period. Aberdeen in the northeast, it looks like lighter moisture tonight, tomorrow. We're not looking at the heavy rain there. And Sunday's high 56, Monday 61. Pierre also gets a glancing shot at that rain tomorrow. You'll get some, but again, it'll be worse to the south and east. And then early next week, pleasant. Rapid City also. A lot of 50s in the forecast for early next week, guys.
Thanks, Brian, and thanks for joining us for KELOLAND on the Go. Be sure to join us on air for midday in KELOLAND.
Until then, you can get up-to-the-minute developments right here on KELOLAND.com. Now go have a great day.